Hi everyone! Today we're going to learn how we can edit the wall types, the floor types, how we can have a tilted roof for drainage reasons, and having a parapet on the exterior walls. So let me start with the parapet on the exterior walls. It's very simple. I'm just gonna tap on the walls until all of them are selected. And then I'm gonna, under properties, there is a top constraints, which is already on level 7. I guess that's right, but I want it to be above that level. So over here there's something called top offset. This is where you type the number that you want to offset it with. I'm gonna type 1 foot, and now my parapet is gonna be 1 foot high. Now I'm gonna start editing the wall type, sorry. So I'm gonna click on this wall and edit this type. It's already a generic wall of 8 inches thick. I'm gonna edit it and give it material, give it layers. So whenever you edit a type of wall or roof or whatever it is, you need to duplicate that element so you do not mess with the parameters that are already existing. So I'm gonna call it a brick wall because I'm gonna have a brick wall of almost one foot thick. So now under structure here, you can edit the functions of the wall and the material of the wall. So basically everything above here is the exterior side and everything below is the interior side. So my exterior layer of my wall is going to be brick and my interior is going to be gypsum board. So basically I need to add layers before the structure, which is the installation, thermal air, and what is it called? Brick wall. So, but just by clicking here, then I can insert as much functions as I want. So my first layer, exterior layer, is going to be a finish 1. There is 2 finishes, 1 and 2. 1 is the exterior, 2 is the interior. So let me choose 1 now, and then my material is going to be brick. So just by clicking that small box here, it takes me to the material browser. I'm gonna type brick so I can find it easier and faster. And I'm gonna get the options of the brick that Revit has. And remember, you can always create the materials that you want if they don't exist already here. So I'm gonna choose the brick common, and I'm gonna give it a thickness of 3/1/8 of an inch. Now my second layer is going to be thermal air. I'm gonna choose the thermal air as a function, and then I'm gonna choose the insulation as the material. Rigid insulation. Click OK, and it's gonna be almost 4 inches thick. Now what comes after this is the sheeting. So I'm gonna insert before the structure as well. The sheeting is in the core boundary but comes before, that's why it's above. So I'm gonna change this as substrate, and I'm gonna choose the layer and I'm gonna type sheeting. Plywood sheeting. Great. And it's gonna be almost let's say 5/8 of an inch. Now finally my structure. It's going to be a metal stud. And I'm gonna give it a thickness of 6 inches. And finally my interior layer is going to be a gypsum board. So see, if this happens by mistake, you can just bring it down. And this is going to be my finish 2, and the material is gypsum board. and I'm gonna give it a thickness of 5/8 of an inch. I'm gonna click OK, and OK. It's taking a second. Okay, so now I have this wall. This is the only wall that it changed as my brick wall. I want to match it to all those walls. So basically type MA, which means match properties, or basically you can click on this icon right here, and then you click on the wall that you want to match it with, and then you click on all the other ones. Now we have all the walls as brick wall. So before we start editing the floor types, I'm gonna add coping on this parapet. So I'm gonna go back to edit type. So I'm going to edit the structure again, and I'm gonna put preview here, so preview, so I can see my wall in section or in plan. You can just put floor plan or section, but right now I want it in section to see where the coping is coming. So basically there is the option of sweep here, which means I want to sweep my profile all around this wall. So I'm gonna click on sweep, and you see that there are no profiles loaded yet. I'm gonna load a new profile, and then you go to the profile folder under wall, and then you can choose whatever you want here, or if you don't want any of them, you can create your own family. I'm gonna choose this one now. Gonna open it. Didn't come. Okay, here. I just added one because it didn't come automatically, so I clicked on add, and then it gives me the option to choose whatever is loaded in this file. So let me choose this one, and I want it from the top, not from the base. So I want it on top here, and I want it to be cuttable in case I want to cut something in between. So I'm gonna put OK. Now, oh, great. Now I have it. I have my parapet here, and if you think it's small, you can always edit that family and make it bigger or smaller the way you want it. I'm gonna click OK. So now this wall has a parapet all around. Looks great. Let me go to the section so you can see how it looks like here. Now I'm gonna start editing my floor. I'm gonna edit only the roof now, because always the roof has different layers than the rest of the floors. So I'm gonna edit type again. And I'm gonna duplicate it the same way we did for the wall. I'm gonna call it roof. Oops, roof floor. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna edit the structure, and so let's start with adding materials here. Insert. I want my top layer, my final layer on top to be a roof membrane. So I'm gonna edit material. I'm gonna type membrane roof. Okay, let me type roof. And so yeah, here, membrane. Roofing membrane. And remember that we need to change the function as finish 1, and then give it a thickness of 1/8 of an inch. Now my second one is gonna be thermal air. Bring it down. I'm gonna choose the thermal air, and my material is insulation, rigid insulation, and the thickness is going to be 6 inches. And then my sheeting is going to be also under, I'm gonna bring it down. It's going to be a substrate. It's going to be sheeting. And then I'm gonna give it a thickness of 5/8 of an inch. And finally, my structure, I'm gonna delete one. Oh, I cannot delete it. Okay. My final structure is already on structure. It's going to be a metal deck. And I'm gonna give it a thickness of 1.5 inches. 1 foot and a half. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Sorry. Great. I'm gonna click OK. OK. And now I'm gonna change it to fine so I can see my layers here. It's too thick. Remember that you can always change the scale of it to have a better line weight. And it's a little bit slow. But now I have the hatches, I have all the layers that I need. So now finally what I'm going to do is adding some slopes on the roof as a drainage. So I'm just gonna click on the roof, and then you can add points which are basically your drainage system. I'm just putting random points right now, and then when you exit you can click on that point again and put it up or down however you want it. Usually it's supposed to be down since it's your drainage. And that one went up, but it's okay. Right now I'm just showing you how you can play with the slope on the roof. I'm gonna exit and I'm gonna go to my section to show you what it looks like in the section. So it looks something like this now. It's obviously exaggerated, but just to give you an idea. And you can use any other option from these. If you want to split your floor, it's not only for the roof. If you want to have some crazy floor type, I'm gonna show you an example. I'm gonna hide this one so we can edit the one under it. I'm gonna hide it from here, and I'm gonna edit this one. I'm gonna add a split. I'll split it that way, and then oops, modify, and I'm gonna bring it down or up. Let me write 5. Brought it up by 5 feet. I'm gonna go back to the section, and you see that now it looks something really crazy, but it might be useful for slopes, for opera halls, for concert halls, whatever you need. So that's it for today. Thank you guys.